Hello.
Hello, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for asking me. Good to see you for another session.
Pleasure to have a second session with you. It's my pleasure.
Uh, yes. Yes. I think we are meeting after a long time, right?
Yes, I think it's been 2 months. It has been 2 months.
Yes. Or more than that, I suppose.
Might more than
R-
2 months.
right. So, how are things?
Yeah, things are going well
Mm-hmm.
up to now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. And that's wonderful. So, have you been creating any other content apart from having English conversations or general conversations with people?
No, currently I'm
Mm.
uploading English sessions on my YouTube channel. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
the main purpose of my channel is
Mm.
for to help the learners who want to learn English. That is
Hmm.
the biggest motto of my channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the only thing I'm doing currently.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get any new ideas, and I will
Mm.
add in future.
That's great. Wonderful. I think this is one of the best ways to help people. And I think a lot of people will need that encouragement to
Yes,
learn how to speak in English.
yes. Why? Because all the learners may don't have money to take
Hmm.
subscription from
Hmm. Hmm.
EnglishYaari platform.
Hmm.
So these sessions may help them. So while
Hmm.
I'm speaking, if I make any mistake and the tutors are correcting me,
Hmm.
so from that mistakes and they will learn,
Hmm. Okay,
right?
that's
And
great.
many tutors are giving suggestions and
Hmm.
uh, what we call good suggestions to improve spoken English.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're
Right.
telling, they're sharing their experiences, how they
Hmm.
learn English from their
Hmm.
childhood. So which
Hmm.
books they read.
Hmm.
So
Right.
what ways helped them. So
Hmm.
watching English movies and
Hmm.
podcasts, reading books, short stories. So they share their life journey, and
Correct.
so regarding English,
Yes, correct.
so that helps learners.
Right.
So all the
Absolutely.
learners don't follow one method. So
Hmm.
a few people learn by watching English movies. Few people learn
Hmm.
by reading newspaper,
Correct.
and a few students learn by reading short story books,
Hmm.
and a few are learn from comedy books. They
Hmm.
enjoy comedy books, so they
Hmm.
read comedy.
Hmm.
So there are different ways to learn English.
Hmm. Right. Absolutely. You're completely right. Different method helps a different set of people, right? And I want to know what are your methods of improving in English apart from having conversations like these. What are the other methods you have tried?
Apart from these conversations, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing, I have a Oxford workbook.
Hmm. Okay.
So whenever I have free time, I just
Hmm.
in that book I have exercises
Hmm.
regarding grammar, regarding
Hmm.
conversations. So I
Mm-hmm.
just feel that,
Hmm. Okay.
uh,
Great.
and that is the one thing. And one more thing, uh, I watch YouTube videos.
Hmm. Okay. What kind of videos?
English videos itself. We
Hmm.
have TEDx.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I watch TEDx, and
Hmm.
we have web series also, like
Hmm.
Little Things.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
the web series. They speak only in
Hmm.
English,
Hmm. Right.
so that helps a lot.
Hmm. That's great. Wonderful. That's good.
Yeah.
And I've always seen that you've been so enthusiastic in learning and having conversation. And most importantly, you always aim to help people. So that's a wonderful thing.
For me,
Hmm.
if you give any topic, and if it is
Hmm.
grammatical, if I make any grammatical mistakes also, I will continue and I will speak on the topic.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Right.
I don't feel guilty to make
Hmm.
mistakes in English. So
Hmm.
I think that mistakes are very common in learning process. If
Correct.
we stop with that mistakes, and we may not
Hmm.
move, we may not go to the next level
Hmm.
if we
Right.
start. Yeah, so
Hmm.
that is,
Hmm.
and I have very
Hmm.
interest. I am very
Hmm.
what we enthusiastic
Hmm.
to talk with the tutors.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, rather than reading books,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Hmm.
I have excitement to
Hmm.
share things and
Hmm.
to speak
Hmm.
on any topic.
Hmm. Yes,
Yeah,
of course. I very well remember last time as well. You mentioned that you would like to speak about a particular topic where you
white
wanted to
collar
create.
often, yes,
Yes, of course. Yes, you wanted to create awareness among people about online frauds and
frauds.
how they must stay alert and be careful, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
you were mentioning about how you don't feel guilty of making a mistake, right? So
yes.
there's another word which you can use in this context. Okay. So I want you to take a guess. It begins with the letter C.
See,
Yes. Or so I'll give you a clue.
mm,
Your body language changes when you make a mistake, right? And your expression changes, and you may feel very different about it. So that is when you use this word, which begins with the letter C.
mm,
C-O.
CO.
C-O.
Um, can you tell what we call synonyms of that word? So
Ah,
I'm so
then okay. All right. No worries.
I may try.
Yeah. Okay. If I give away the synonyms, it may become easier.
Okay, okay.
So it's okay. I'll might as well share the word with you. Conscious, right?
Conscious.
We
Okay, yeah.
get conscious,
Conscious.
right?
Yeah.
Guilty might be a bit extreme, wherein you make a mistake which you were not expected to make one. So even in that possibility, you can use. So in this context, you could say that I
Conscious.
try not to get conscious, even if I make a mistake,
Sure.
right? Okay, great, wonderful. So what would you like to have conversation about, Naveen, today?
Um, and first of all, I would
Hmm.
like to know your English journey. It is good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I'll be sharing that
Sure.
with you shortly
Yeah.
before we
Mm.
complete the
So we'll plan
yeah.
extemporary topic, and you
Is success or is success a better teacher or failure?
success better teacher or failure.
Yes. Or let me put it this way, is failure a better teacher or success?
I can say that failures are the steps of success. All people don't succeed in one attempt. If we take 100 percentage, 30 to 40% of students are people they will succeed in first attempt, and
Hmm.
remaining 60% of people they may not succeed in first attempt. If we
Hmm.
take UPSC or any state competitive exams,
Hmm.
in business field also. So we can, if we think in a positive way, failure is the best teacher to overcome that failure, and you will succeed and you will reach your goal.
Hmm.
So we have to learn from that failures,
Hmm.
what were the mistakes I did.
Hmm.
So we have to introspect ourselves, and we have to scrutiny our process which we did
Hmm.
for that target.
Hmm.
So from that we have to learn, and which mistakes I did, so I have to overcome that mistakes, and I will don't make these mistakes again.
Hmm.
And
Not
so,
repeat, can we say? Not repeat those mistakes?
sorry, not
Can
repeat.
we say not repeat those mistakes? Don't make these mistakes. Instead of saying that, you can say
Sure.
not repeat those mistakes.
Okay, not
Hmm.
repeating those mistakes.
Correct.
Yeah. And one more thing, if we select any stream or any subject,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, we have to select the members from that stream or from that subject who are already succeeded or who were failed. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to interact with them, and we have to discuss with them.
Mm-hmm.
So they already succeeded on that subject, right? So they have many ideas, and they share their pathway towards
Mm-hmm.
that subject, how they
Mm-hmm.
succeeded. So that
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot. So
Correct.
here my point is, uh, don't go alone.
Mm.
You just take suggestions of the successful people,
Mm-hmm.
and motivational speakers. We have motivational speakers, and if you get tired, if you feel very tired, so I may not do that, and I may not reach my target. So we can listen to the motivational speaker instead of motivational speakers, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to select people in our surroundings who are
Mm.
already succeeded and who are in a good position. So it is
Mm.
better if we take one-on-one conversation. If we
Mm.
if they have free time, so
Mm-hmm.
we can go to their home, or we can go to their office. So
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one conversations will help you a lot, instead of watching
Mm.
a motivational video on YouTube.
Mm. Mm. Right.
So that is
Absolutely.
the best step.
Mm.
We have to go to that successful person. And one
Mm.
more thing, and we
Mm.
can go to the persons who failed in first attempt, and they will
Mm.
share their things, which mistakes they did. So uh, so they, from their mistakes also we can learn. We
Mm.
have little life, and we have to learn from others mistakes. We don't need to do
Mm.
all mistakes, and I will do this mistake and I will learn next time.
Mm.
So that is not correct.
Mm.
We have to learn from others
Mm.
mistakes. So
Mm.
if you do so, you will you will reach your target very soon, in
Mm.
no time, in no time.
Wonderful. Great.
Yes.
So, could you share an instance where you may have not been able to clear something, or you may have failed and it taught you something?
Yeah, I know. I can say that learning English.
Hmm.
Yeah, earlier, uh, in my childhood, I used to watch English movies.
Hmm.
So I wanted to speak that how actors they are speaking.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
at that time, I didn't have uh, colleagues, or I didn't, I'm from my mother tongue. I am
Hmm.
from Telugu medium.
Hmm.
So my
Hmm.
friends and all, they used to speak Telugu only.
Hmm. Right.
So I don't have people to speak in English,
Mm-hmm.
and earlier I don't know how to speak also.
Hmm.
So I selected few people who
Hmm.
are who are good in English.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
used to speak with them.
Okay. And how
And
did you select these people, and where did you select these people from?
sure, and I used to go to library.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
in that library, I selected a few persons who are doing MA English.
Hmm.
MA
Okay.
English.
Okay.
So, and when we are, if we are, if we, I went to library,
Mm-hmm.
and at evening hours, 5
Hmm.
to 6 p.m. at evening hours, and I came out to have tea. So
Hmm.
in the tea stall, we can see who are speaking in English, who are using good English words, advanced English words while they are speaking with their
Hmm.
friends. I used to observe in the tea stall.
Hmm. Wonderful.
I used to sit
Okay.
in a corner, and I used to observe the people who are speaking,
Hmm.
who are speaking English words
Hmm.
with their friends.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
I used to observe, and so from next day, I just
Hmm.
introduce myself to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My name is Navin, so I'm from this, and I'm
Hmm.
very enthusiastic to learn English.
Hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you have any free time, and we'll speak in English.
Hmm.
So Like that, I choose people.
Hmm. I chose people. Past tense.
I choose people.
Chose.
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 Yes,
Correct.
chose.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
selected.
Hmm.
So that is the
Excellent.
way how I selected.
Hmm.
That
I'm
was the
I'm
way.
so happy hearing this that you thought of such creative or unique ways, but you were very sure that through these methods you will arrive at looking at some people, right? Your search will come to an end,
Yes.
and that will help you start having conversations and improve upon English language,
Yeah.
right?
You know
Mm.
who I selected.
Mm.
I already selected a few members, right?
Mm. Mm.
They are now they are in a good position. They are already
Mm.
selected for state level teacher,
Mm.
government
Mm.
teachers in English.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So
That's
earlier,
great.
they're at that time they are preparing
Mm.
for competitive exams.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And 1 year back, they got
Mm.
selected for teacher, government
Mm.
teacher for English
Mm.
subject.
Mm. That's great.
So
Wonderful.
whenever I have time, and I
Mm.
will, I just test them. If you
Mm.
are free, and I will,
Mm.
we'll
Mm.
speak together for 5 minutes or 10
Mm.
minutes, and I will do a audio call, and I will share
Mm.
the thoughts. And
Mm. Wonderful. Excellent. This just shows how you have been consistent and you have never given up, right?
yes, yes.
Yes, you always had that motive to improve upon this language, and here you are. You have been speaking very well,
Thank you,
right?
thank you. Yeah.
That's great. Wonderful. So, this is something I'm definitely going to carry with me, right? And this is something which will definitely motivate me, that you have put in so much effort to improve upon this language, and I'm sure this will motivate a lot of people and it will give them hope that
Yes.
even they can do it.
Yes, actually, I come from a village,
Hmm.
so I studied in in Telugu medium.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
in my academics, I used to read English for to get pass marks only.
Hmm.
So I just by heart that question answers, and I will write.
Right. I think
I,
we all used to do that, right? We never had the motivation to genuinely learn about a language, but all we would aim was, okay, which are the parts in the examination that I'm sure that I will pass
yes.
by attempting them, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Wonderful, Naveen. I mean, this is a very inspiring story that you have shared, and keep it going and keep your channel alive by sharing
Sure.
more such conversations, right?
Sure.
Okay, all right. And as promised, I had to share with you about my journey with English. Uh, if I have to go back in time, in terms of my connection with the language, I think I started developing interest in it only when I reached middle school and high school, because I didn't know that I used to speak pretty okay in the language, but I noticed how people around me started seeing how I used to speak to teachers, right? And I never hesitated, or even though I may have that initial hesitation, but the hesitation was not in terms of the language, but I was more scared of the reaction of the teachers I would get if I
Okay.
asked them a doubt, or if
How they
I
will
had a
react?
request. Yes, so my hesitation and my worry was from that context. But slowly I started noticing that my friends started saying that, hey, you speak quite well. Now, I'm not sure, but one of the factors which may have influenced is how I consistently had conversations in English with people around me. And also because I studied in English medium school from the very beginning. That
Okay.
also may have added as one of the important factors. Then, when it came to high school, I started participating in a lot of debates, and I was chosen to give introductory speeches or vote of thanks. And one such school annual event, I remember they told me that you will be the host. You are
Okay.
going to start, and you are the one who's going to end it. And this was a big deal for me because I have never done it. But I decided to do it, and I gained a lot of confidence. So, one learning that I got from it is that you should never stop trying. And if there is something which makes you feel uncomfortable, you should try it, right? Because we have a habit of being in a comfort zone, and we choose not to do a lot of things because we have set of fears within us. And most importantly, we always have a constant fear that we'll fail or
Okay.
something will go wrong, right? So
Here one. I have one question.
yes, yes,
So
please.
while you are learning,
Mm.
if you did any mistake, how did
Mm.
you overcome, and how did you
Mm.
learn from that mistake? And do
Ye-
you have any guide? Did you have
ye-
any guide?
I did not have a constant guide because I had been moving a lot of places because of my dad's profession. But I realized whenever I made a mistake, let's say in terms of tense forms, people would correct me. So I don't think I had any such people who clearly made fun of me or they demotivated me. But whenever they would correct me, yes, initially I would feel okay, the spotlight is on me, I'm being corrected. But I started taking it as a in a good spirit that this is only going to help me improve.
Okay.
So, with the conversations that I had, and of course, by watching a lot of movies, reading books, right? And when I reached college, I had a lot of thesis work which helped me work on language because we had to make sure the language was good enough and up to a mark because we were presenting thesis on a particular topic. So with practice and like you mentioned, by having that spirit, not giving up, I was able to come till this stage. And over the years, I've realized that I'm very passionate about this language. And most importantly, I enjoy having conversations with new people or people I've already met and learn something from them.
Oh, great, great. And
Yes.
what about vocabulary? And when you get any new word, how you will remember?
So, a lot of times, I think this is a mistake even I used to make, where if I come across a new word, I would have stopped just at knowing the meaning. But what is important is our mind works in a very peculiar manner. And one such aspect works always is practice. And when you keep, uh, you know, when you keep exposing yourself to a certain pattern and when you keep practicing, the mind registers it and it has its way of prompting. So we should not stop at just knowing the meaning of the word, but we must understand how to use it in a sentence,
Okay.
right? So that is one such method which definitely helps us. So that will automatically connect us to the situations which we may have already faced. So then those words will get linked to the situations and will get prompted. So this is a method I think which has helped me, and this is something I always suggest to all my other learners.
Great, great.
Right.
So you studied in English medium, that helped you somewhat, and your
Yes.
passion towards English.
Yes, I would say studying in English medium, yes, to an extent it can help you. But even if somebody who may have not studied in an English medium school or college, they can still try to learn this language, even though they may take some time. And if they have that motivation to improve